chunk fish tooth.
Jen would know.
Could be, I guess.
If it was in the water long enough, I ought to get that smooth. Yeah, this is just another smooth. I don't know what. Okay, and so these came from after Grandma Ketchum died, Aline Ketchum. Vern was at loose ends, and all of a sudden he wanted to go back and find some old cemeteries and stuff. So we drove him a lot all over New York, up near where Grandma was from, Bainbridge area and that. And then we went down around Tunkhannock in Pennsylvania because one of her sisters died quite young. She was already married though, but she lived down there, so she was buried down there, and he really wanted to find that grave. So, Dad had retired, and, nice sunny day, we'd take a drive down. So anyways, we're walking around a lot of fields and places trying to find these old graves and cemeteries, and we kept coming across these railroad spikes, and he kept picking them up. So a couple of them ended up in the drawer. Oh, and this spoon is great. It's too bad I didn't clean it so you could see it better. My grandparents made a trip out to California. I mean, crazy trip for them back in the day. I mean, it was, I don't know if it tells on the spoon.
It does. I looked at it earlier today. It does say what it is.
Well, I know, but does it say the date?
Oh, I don't think it's got the date.
It's from Catalina, California, and that's what the drawing on in this bowl of the spoon is supposed to be Catalina, California.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's sterling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, if I had thought of it, I would. It is sterling.
Well, I polished up an old spoon and I wish I hadn't.
You probably did what?
I had polished up an old spoon that I wished I did not polish up because it changes it.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is the card that they give you when somebody dies, for the people that come to the visiting hours. And this is from my father, who died November 29, 1954, when he was 45.
And who sent you that? The funeral home? Because it's
They
laminated.
They put them out, yeah.
Laminated? They had them laminated then?
No, I don't think so, but I think they laminate them for the family.
Right.
Yeah. And this is Christ in Gethsemane. Okay, then we have our Elvis stamp, like all the Elvis fans have to. 29 cents, first class.
Good shape.
Yeah, well, it was in a printer store most of the time. No, I don't have my rock and roll singer, 1938 maybe to 77. Close. He got popular when Dad was in Germany. He was nothing. And I'm sure they played him in the PX over there. But he had never seen him, and I remember he was sitting in our living room there. We were watching TV, and Elvis came on. And yeah, it was quite a shock because they didn't dance like that then, before he went over. Oh, and this is from Al. Got my name on it. It was a big
Trend, really.
yeah, trend, thank you.
Going
Big
steady.
trend back when we were going together. And so it had my name on it, right there, Dorme. And then on the back it had his, I think it even said Love.
It says Love Al.
Yeah, Love Al. That was kind of embarrassing back then.
12/25/54, I think it said.
3.
53.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you graduated in 34. Yeah,
54.
54.
Want to get our historical facts straight while we're recording.
Did we do the Bible yet? Okay. So my niece Judy Comfort gave me this Bible, and I didn't check it out, but there's little tiny printing in there. And supposedly there's every word of the King James Version in here.
I'm gonna check.
Anyway, this was in the printer's drawer always. It was very nice of her to do that. Oh, this, I'm gonna take this across the street to my neighbor Angela. We got this in Innsbruck, Austria. That's a Triol, I guess is how you say it. That's the part of Europe that, you know, like we think we're from the east or northeast or whatever. And anyways, I just thought maybe she'd get a kick out of it. Okay, the squirrel doesn't really require any. And the mouse had a little tail. He was very cute. He's got a couple teeth.
So he was in the drawer, but do you know where you got it or anything?
No,
Yeah.
and there's this little miniature oil lamp. And I remember my mother saying, she was born in 1910, that on Saturdays, and she would have been like 15, 14, around there, it was her job to go around and clean all the oil globes in the house because they would get all smoggy like. It couldn't have been much fun. But, you know, they didn't have electricity yet. Yeah,
Do what you gotta do.
yeah. And so this is Mr. Squirrel. I have no idea. He's kind of cute.
Snail.
Got a
Snail.
little shape there. Little tail. I don't know. He's just a squirrel. And this was just a Halloween pin to scare people.
Boyd's Bears. I think it's a Boyd's Bear thing.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I wouldn't have spent that much. It doesn't say Boyd's on the back.
Hmm.
Boyd's probably copied them. Okay, and this is a little butter churn, like I actually had for years.
Yep.
Dad brought it in the antique store in Owego.
The big one or that one? Which one did he buy in Wego? That one in your hand or the big one?
Oh, the regular one.
Okay.
Yeah, this was just someplace we were. And I'm almost thinking this came when we went out to San Francisco for IBM. Because it wasn't while we were touring, we weren't looking at that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah. Hold it still for a minute to the camera.
Oh, sorry.
It's small. Good.
It's a rifle.
It's got it's a little pistol in a holster kind of thing.
This rock we brought back from Nevada because there had just been a movie out called The Pyramid. No, it was a Christian movie, like biblical movie, like they used to do, and it was filmed at Pyramid Lake in Nevada, northern Nevada. And we were near there because he was there for work, and so we took a drive out because we'd seen the movie and all. And so while we're there, I see this rock, and it looks like the pyramid of Pyramid Lake.
Oh.
So I brought it back with us. And this is a trolley car from San Francisco, which I got when he had business. He had a presentation to make at a meeting in San Francisco, and I could go free basically just for my food. Well, my air ticket, but I mean they were paying for his room and his meals and his air ticket, so it was a really cheap way for me to get there. And then we would rent a car, and he would take vacation days. And so that's when we got up to Muir Woods and got to ride the cable car. I rode the cable cars a lot. Yeah, and this was the bracelet that people wore. It was pinker then.
Yep. Yep. Find the cure.
Find the
Find
cure.
the cure for breast cancer.
Yeah. And this is the reason I wore it.
Me. Yep. Still have my pen.
Oh, this is just. I do not know why I have this. The bear, but it doesn't move his arms or well, I guess he moves that arm. Okay, I don't know. It's just a bear pen.
Cute. What's
Yeah.
it say on the flag? 50.
It says Department 56.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
And did you see these guys? I have no.
Oh, cute.
They're very cute. But
For
I don't
Easter?
remember.
Oh, a bunny, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume it would have been at Easter, but I don't remember why or
Mm-hmm.
anything about them. The last watch I ever wore, because then you don't need one. Yeah, okay, so this couple things of mine from Emmaus. The Emmaus movement of the United Methodist Church that I was so involved in for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad, too. And what's really what led us to leave Central, I'm sure.
Mm.
Because he realized then how different it was if you were worshiping someplace when people were really into it and not just sitting there and reading out of a book or something.
Good.
Yeah. I never left. So this is just, junk. You don't want these pictures and stuff, do you?
No, they're pretty labeled. They're pretty well labeled.
Well, I'm seeing this one, but I don't know. Well, it could be labeled underneath. I don't know. You want this on there?
We could talk about it, show it and talk about
Sure,
it.
go ahead, talk about it.
Okay, so this is a CD that my sister was in. I think they started around when they were 11. She's the pretty one in the middle. She's high soprano. And the one on her left is one of her very best friends, Joyce Letson. She married Wayne Jordan, who turned out to be a really good friend of Marie's husband. And then the one on Marie's right is Glenda Stillings. Her mother was real active in the church we were all in when we were little, and she played piano. She directed one of the choirs, etc. And these three girls were my sister was a grade ahead of Glenda and Joyce. So anyways, Mrs. Stillings recognized that they had some pretty good voices for little girls, and she formed them into this trio. They practiced every week at her house. She played piano. She found the songs for them. They sang in a lot of local shows and places, and in the summertime at the wonderful park that used to be where UE High School is now, they had a great bandstand, and EJ's band would play at the bandstand, and they would have a concert every night in the summer months. And so the trio, they called themselves the Melody Girl Trio. They sang there many, many, many Sunday evenings. And, it was the park itself was flat, but it was bordered by tall banks, and, people just, brought blankets and sat on the banks and listened to the EJ band and all these various acts, and, free entertainment on the fresh air. It was just whole different world. Anyway, then they also went down to New York and were on Ted Mack's Amateur Hour, and but there was no TV in the Triple Cities yet. So Mom and Dad and I went up on a hill outside of New York in Pennsylvania, where they did have TV coverage because they're up on a hill. And so we got to watch it. It wasn't good quality, but anyway, we got to hear them sing on television from New York, which was just huge since we didn't even have TV, and it's like something outward from the outer world that they were talking about. Anyway, they did good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't look in the bag. Oh, there's like my dad's old picture there. I don't know if you're interested in that. His first pair of knickers.
Mm.